Welcome back to Factorio Masterclass. My name is Nilaus and we are here on GLEBA for the fourth installment for now in the first visit to GLEBA. We're going to be finishing off GLEBA this time around, and we are going to be doing fuel, we're going to do plastic, we are going to do carbon fiber, stack inserters, and also revisit some of the stuff that I made a little bit of a mistake last time, so thank you very much for all the good feedback. After we're done with GLEBA, we're going to be moving to space, to some space logistics, some biter farms on Nilaus, and also then into onto Aquilo and many more things. So be sure to follow the series, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, you know, all the good stuff, and let's dive into this. Of course, as always, all the blueprints are available to Patreon supporters, and if you find mistakes, then I do have a pretty good tendency to fix the mistakes. Let's start by looking at mistakes, because then we can get it out of the way. Acknowledge that this was not the best design I've ever made. It's still not the best design that I've ever made, but there's very much a space constraint, and it's also sort of a little bit of a trash build that just needs to get going here. So what I need to do, or what I want to do here, what I've done, or the actual problem with this, to start from one end, is if we, let's get the UI back. If we have this one going, then what happened was that if this nutrient was spoiling, then it didn't have a way to get out in a safe way, so it would sort of go out on the same place as spoilers, and then it would jam the spoilers belt. So what I've done now is I've made sure that on the carbon goes out on the one side and the spoilers goes out on the other side. So here it's the other way around. So it sort of has a filtered on side-by-side basis. And up here we're then filtering the carbon to go up, because the other side of the carbon belt is for sulfur, and then for... Actually, funny how this is not really getting anything. Oh, interesting. This one was also missing a spoilers belt. There we go. Interesting. There's always something. There's always spoilers somewhere in the system. So there we go. Right. And that goes up here and gets filled up. Another thing that I've added is up here, I have set up a filter for requesting jelly nut seeds and Yumako seeds. They're not going to be put in automatically. They're only going to be put in if they have more than 5,000, because this will actually accrue, and you don't really want that to be sort of overflowing everything. Right, so what we're going to do today is plastic, fuel, and carbon fiber. Those are the main ingredients. So let's get started on, well, let's get started on the fuel, because fuel needed this part, for our power supply. So we have already set up this part just to get an indication. I want 6 of these. That's going to be 100 of that and 7 of this. So meaning 15 jelly nuts coming off the line. Right, let's start working on a design. Let's just get it up here. We are going to do the most basic of basic designs we can do for this kind of thing. Yeah, and this will be fuel. No, it's going to be biofuel. There we go, biofuel. And this will be the jelly. There. And of course, productivity modules everywhere. Then I'm going to get beacons, of course. Oh, here's another little thing. This one was actually potentially could jam, so I've now also made it spoilers over. It's always on GLEBA, if something jams, it's always, without a doubt, it's always the spoilers. It's so freaking annoying, but whatever. It is what it is. We're gonna just have to deal with it. Okay, so this is going to be pretty much our design space for this. What we need to do is, I think you need to go out, and then you can go up here. Good, because that covers these 3, this one covers these 3, and then I can just repeat it up here as well. But yeah, let's do this one first. So the first things I want inbound is here. So that gets the jelly nut in here. We need to get rid of that. That's going to be the seeds. There we go, and they just go out in the box. So any seeds coming in, that's going to be fine. We are going to go up here. And that goes somewhere, right? Actually, it doesn't need to go here. Can it go all the way up here? No, it cannot. Okay, so it has to go in here. Good. Going up. So this is inbound. The reason why I want it here, I think this looks good. So what do we need here? This needs that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. And of course this means that this is the obvious place for lights. Right, so on this part, we are going to have bioflux and nutrient on this belt. Good, so that's bioflux and nutrient. I think we can take the whole thing and just move it a little bit over. A little bit over. We're going to be a little bit squeezed for space. And this has to go out somewhere. And there's going to be a belt here. This will be the spoilers belt because this is oh, actually get it. Maybe I get it upwards. I think I might want to get it upwards here. Okay. So what do I need? I need to be able to get spoilage out. Let's do this. No, let's do everything except the spoilers first. Okay, so this will be the actual product that we want. There. And this thing. I guess I'm kind of want it mirrored. Like that. And you go up here. Right, so now I need spoilage. This thing can do spoilage, this can do spoilage, and so let's do spoilage out here. Come on. What about you? Could I jam this in here? What if I did like this? Yeah, that's not awful. That's not awful, I think. There we go. Then, of course, we do need something coming in. This is going to be the jelly nut coming in. There, and that's the jelly nut coming in. So jelly nut comes in there, which also needs to be wrapped up. And there's always going to be an excess of this, which is fine. But this is producing basically 3. And then we can just take this thing here and multiply it by 2. Smash. And that's basically it. So I'm bringing this up because maybe we want to bring it up here to some rockets. Or maybe not. That's something we have to figure out. And then, of course, up here we have to figure out how to get our... That one. There we go. This could also spoil, right? Yeah, it could also spoil. So this can spoil, so it... There. So we just get that out, and this is then the spoilers belt. Cool. And the water belt, the belt. Okay, so the one thing we're missing here is kind of the usual thing. This part here, where we get some kind of supply here. And you're going to be picking up this, and you're going to be... I don't know. We just need some power down here as well. Like that. Good. And this one will be bioflux, and bioflux comes in, then it goes out on the same line here. This will be only the nutrients, which will just go in on this, and then it'll also be picked up here. Cool. Then of course there can always be spoilers, because of course there's always spoilers everywhere. And this just goes back online onto the belts. Good. Okay, so I think we can kind of hook it up now and see what happens. Oh, really? I don't know if I should. This is fine. Okay, and then I'm also going to take some kind of storage here, and that will be put into there. Great, and then whatever remaining comes up and becomes part of maybe some rocket launchers like this. And let's hook it up and see if it works. This, let's see, bioflux and spoilage, and only this. And I am only going to get it out on one side because otherwise it jams too easily. Wow, we have a lot of spoilage now. And not really much of this. Why? Is there a problem? No, it's just... It's working. It's just not working fast enough. But while the jelly nut here is way too fast. So, is that... yeah, it's a bigger space up here than this one. But now we're going to be adding something that uses a lot more jelly nut. So, everything is going to be happy. As soon as we get some water inbound. Here, 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 here. And... yeah, good. So, let's see. Is it working? It looks like it's working. Great, so it goes up here. And then it can also, after it has built up the local storage, and it can go up and put it into rockets. Now, next one. Plastic. The thing is, I think it's pretty much the same thing. But let's see. I think the idea of this is basically going to be the same. So let's just see how close that gets. Plastic, bioplastic. And this will then be Yumako mesh, so it changes to Yumako mesh instead. There. And let's again try to... in this case I can maybe get some power in here. Good. Let's see how this works. It's slightly too slow. Is that a problem? Yeah, maybe not. Not really. I mean, we're also... this is also producing 45, and I can only put 60 on a belt. So, this is kind of... what if I did something like this, and you set you in here? That might be fast. Oh, look at that. Fast enough. So that puts 43. That's a pretty good amount. Let's make 43 here in this one. That's... yeah. Although I don't think that's gonna be working. Is it? Well, then I'm just gonna go here. Let's do the rest of it the same way. Actually, since there's no water, we can actually do it in a slightly better way. Where we get spoilage. Don't have to go spoilage backwards. We can just go spoilage in here, I think. Spoilage will be on this belt. Don't know if that's where it is. And plastic will just kind of go up. Let's get ooh, plastic has another little issue here. Plastic needs to go on both sides. So this one goes plastic. You go out on that side. You go on the inside, and you're gonna go on the outside. Yeah. Okay. There you go. And then this is spoilage, and this is spoilage, and we then get the spoilage here, 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 here. Okay, that's pretty good, except just realized this belt can't spoil. It can. Doesn't matter. We're gonna go up here, and then there we go. That can spoil as well. Somehow that's not in power in network here. Yeah, much nicer. I like it. I like it. This is good. And it gets plastic upwards, and this gets spoilers downwards. And it's a little bit too close, in my opinion. I'd love it to be one tile closer, although it does get a little bit too close to this one. But, you know, we'll just have to accept that, because I don't like the spoilers going all the way out here, because then it jams into that one. So move it one tile over and get it sort of kissing here, which is something I don't generally love. I'm kind of leaning towards moving the whole thing over so I can use this tile. Alright, let's try to hook up the plastic and see what we have. That one and that one, and we definitely need exactly the same as we have on the other side. This one. Where is that belt? That's here. Yes. So that goes up here, and then it goes in, and from here. So this side is going to be that one. And the next one is going to be the macro plants. And then it's going to be here. There you go. And then, lo and behold, we'll also have a spoilage outbound. Which will now just jam in and set it out on that side. Great. Let's see if that works. We are only getting plastic in on one side. Why is that? What are you missing? You're missing... Oh, the bioflux. Yes, of course. There. And then we realized that bioflux can also potentially spoil. So that also needs to have like kind of the same as this one. But now it gets a little bit iffy with this. Actually not. There. And that goes out here. And does this work? I think it does. Nope, right hand side in the direction of travel. Does not work. Also the direction. There we go. This is just going to be small belts, so whatever. And goes out. That's the spoilage. Why is it not working? You're fine. You're missing something here. You're okay. So get that out. That goes out on the inside. Inside. Great. What are we going to do with this? I have also built a setup for rockets now. There you go. And I'm also going to take like this small box like the other ones. Just so we have some local ones. And then it goes up here. So this one, since it doesn't have spoilage, it should be pretty simple to build. So, oh crap. Oh, I forgot this. Yep, this one doesn't work. Because you can't put fuel in here. Yeah, okay. So that is what it is. The one thing though that I want is I want these to be a little bit more aligned. Ah, right, okay, that doesn't really matter what, because they're not the same anyway. We'll just put it like this. Then these are the same, these are the same, and the rest is slightly different. Good, that goes up, and the plastic can actually be put into these boxes, and they will be ready to launch once it gets to 2,000. And yeah, things should be working now. Great. Okay, why is it not working? There's something... Oh, right. Okay, we're not really getting this. Ah, right. Okay, so there was a gap in the production of the Yumako plants, and then there was some spoilage and all that stuff. Well, speaking of spoilage, we're going to be going on to the next thing, and that's going to be the carbon fiber, which is absolutely atrocious, and it's even worse because we don't have any space here. So let's try it. So the way we make carbon fiber is 1 carbon and 10 Yumako mesh. That sounds like it's not a big deal because it's just 1, but the carbon is created ridiculously slow. This is 0.17 and this is 0.24, so it's just going to be slow. Let's just address that, and it's one of those things. It's just going to be chugging along. It's just going to be fine, and then we have the Yumako mesh. That's actually here. Can we put that somewhere in here? That one, and then these two are going to be down here. But I can't make it here because then I don't have an input. So this has to be the format. And let's do it something like this. Okay. Ratio. Yeah, a little bit too little of this, a little bit too little of this. But this is one of those. Yeah, carbon fiber is not really used for much. So let's just make it like this. Right, so they definitely need to go across like this. These definitely need to go in here. Easy. That's the easy stuff. So you will be going out on this belt as outputs, and This always has to be filtered, otherwise it could be spoiled. There we go. I am going to take this, I guess, upwards, because maybe we want to make a little rocket launcher like this here. That does make sense. It really makes a lot of sense. So let's do that, because we want to be able to export it to other places. Right. Then we have... Why do we not have a common one? Oh, right. Okay. You definitely are able to produce these annoying little things. Seeds. So let's get rid of that. So seeds are gone now. That's problem solved. We need to get something inbound. So that's going to be here. And that comes in. So that goes inbound. That means this is the Yumako. It's a little bit close. And then I also need... spoilers, right? But the problem is I also need spoilers inbound. Like we're gonna need a big spoilage inbound here. That one and that one. So this is gonna be the main spoilage belt. The stuff that comes from down here. Main spoilage in here, going in. But I'm also gonna have other spoilage. That other spoilage can't be put out in the same belt. And as easy as it would be to do this, then it doesn't work. Because if this one is stalling and the fuel is becoming spoilage, then if I put it in here, then this one's also stalled and then it won't be able to go and it'll jam. So unfortunately we have to do something more along the lines of sort of getting it back out. I think that we also need to have a nutrient belt. Well, I do know we need to have a nutrient belt, so let's make one here. This is going to be a nutrient belt. Okay, let's maybe actually just kind of do it this way. So the nutrient belt is going to be coming inbound like that and like this. Okay, I'm a little, but what we then need to do is we have to have a spoilers belt coming down here, which will then merge back in. So you could also technically have spoilage that you can't use for anything. So let's get that back on here. You could have spoilage, so that's going to be out there. So this is the spoilage belt. We now got all 5 machines having a spoilage out. Do you have a way to get your fuel in? No, you do not. There we go. So that's going to be your nutrient, your nutrient, your nutrient. You do not have nutrient somehow. Oh yeah, there and there. Okay, I think we got it. I think we have everything we need. Whew. Lights. There. And then this, I'm gonna go up. And what was this one? I don't know. Okay, so how many of these can we make? Oh. I think we can make 3 modules. Let's try. How high do we want to get it up here? I think we want to get it all the way up like this. And since this is a spoilers belt, you actually have to go up to become so close. There you go. You. Here's the problem with this. And I need a spoilage box. Or that one, because this is going to be the Yumako plants, and if it spoils, then I need to go back online. These 2 spoiling, going back online. This is also potentially a spoiling location. It's nutrients, so this can spoil. What about you? You are spoilage, so you can't spoil, so you're just gonna be stuck here. Good. Right, and then 1, 2. And let's try and do this one again. Oh, that's gonna be close. I mean, maybe it can happen. But we also have a little bit of issue. We can use the same one as over here. That one. And that one. There. This doesn't need to be, this doesn't need to be here. And you have to be here, I guess. So now What if we built... I have to build it here. We do this. Because now I can get both Yumako plant that goes up here and that. But I do have a problem. What if this one becomes spoilage? Oh, it doesn't become spoilage because this will only be that spoilage will go in here and get filtered out. So, okay, perfect. Right, so this one will now also be combined with Yumako. And since Yumako is closer, then we have to move this part. And then this part here has to be deleted because it has things the wrong way. Yes, they get it. Okay. You get it as well, but you also need to have like this thing here. There we go. And then I need to actually get it outbound somewhere. Here. There. Right. And you are also going to need... Oh, that's the wrong one. It's like this. And inbound and up there. Right. Okay, last thing. We have spoilage coming in here. We do a little balancer. Sing and dance. And haha! And it takes that. Look at that. Beautiful. So spoilage gets in here. Okay, let's get the spoilage up here and see what happens. Output priority. We want all the spoilage going in here, if at all possible. We got the Yumako coming in. We got everything. This should just work. And this one will then be marked as... Oops. There. There we go. Unfortunately, the first part goes in here. That's something. That is something. But these are working. They are chugging. They go over here. Why are you not? Oh, right. That one's not working. Good. Let's send that carbon fiber up and into some rockets. I'm a little bit iffy about this because I really want to have, like, it should first start storing for local, and then anything excess goes into rockets, and anything excess of that goes into filling up rockets faster. Good. Right, one more thing. One teeny tiny thing remaining, because the whole point of making carbon fiber is honestly to be able to get something, to convert it into something useful. And the useful thing is... There. Let's try this one. That is here. We'll do another row, and that is stack inserters. There we go. That stack inserters and input and output. There. Okay, so you're gonna make it when stack inserters are greater than 0. I have already put up in this box that I want 500 of them. And you know what? This one also should stall when there's 500, because there's no reason to get that inbound. Then I am going to say, well, I need a jelly knot. So I could get the jelly knot from the bus. That's much nicer, I think. Here. And then this one will be spoilage. And the only thing this one's getting is 10 of this. There you go. And unfortunately, we're gonna have an extra box for this. And copy paste, not you. So, let's see if we can do that. Yeah. Alright, let's see. So it comes in. It goes in. It makes stuff. Oh, seeds. Seeds are also here. I like putting both seed types in here. Great. So seeds are fine. This one's fine. It doesn't work at full speed, but it works, which is amazing. We have we have stack inserters, as many as we like, and they will be also be exported to all the other planets. Whether you want 500, maybe 1,000 would be better, but there we have it. You can see there's actually quite a lot of spoilage everywhere here that's floating in the system. Luckily we can consume some of it for carbon fiber, but the rest just gets deleted, explosives, and then deleted. And then this is actually what I want to do for GLEBA. Everything is now ready and we're done. We have science exported, we have plastic exported, we have carbon fiber exported. We can also export some fuel if we want to, although we have to use like the small ones we have here. But we could make dedicated, well, we couldn't make dedicated, that's the problem. We can't make dedicated here because you can't put these into a, because they'll only be putting into the fuel part and not into all this, unfortunately. So there you have it. These blueprints are available. I will be updating the blueprints. I will also, I didn't really expect it, but people have been clamoring for this blueprint about the silos here. So I'm also going to include that. I thought it was like, oh yeah, you know what, this is just for setups. But you know, it's true that I do need some filtering and some stuff, some conditions. Don't need that for the other ones, but yeah, new and updated blueprints are available to patron supporters. So thank you very much everyone who's supporting the channel, everyone following the videos, liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting, and finding errors in my sometimes good designs, sometimes, well, not so good designs. Until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.